So this video is a short companion piece to the article looking at the AstraZeneca data from their vaccine trials and specifically what it says about the issue of sterilizing immunity, the ability of the vaccine to prevent infection. So I wanted to introduce a short 3-minute clip from a program called This Week in Virology. So these are 5 scientists, they're all virologists, and they are specifically discussing this aspect of the AstraZeneca paper and the implications of the vaccine not providing effective sterilizing immunity. So without further ado, here's this clip. Thank you.
So let's talk about these asymptomatic infections, right? They were asymptomatic or unreported systems in 69 participants. Okay, so then they could calculate the vaccine efficacy with the idea that this is a small number, right? In the 24 low-dose, standard dose recipients was 58.9%. In other words, how good was it at preventing an asymptomatic infection? Whereas it was 3.8% in the 45 participants who got standard dose. Both not great, right?
Right. So it seems like this is a vaccine that's preventing disease more than preventing infection, but it can prevent infection in some group of people.
And if you get the 2 standard doses.
This is why after Dixon gets vaccinated, he's going to have to continue wearing his mask.
The mask.
Exactly. Yes, because
they did find in this group, in the folks who got the virus, tested positive after they'd been vaccinated, they didn't get very sick. In fact, I think none of them were hospitalized, isn't it? Versus a number of hospitalizations in the placebo group.
Anyway, that's interesting.
So it does seem to be very protective against what you're really afraid of, which is getting very sick or dying.
Good enough for me.
But it needs, you can still probably transmit, and so
you can still probably carry it.
Yeah, that's right.
Until a good number, a fraction, 70 to 80%. Peter Hotez said last night he said we did those numbers here in Houston. 70, 80% of the population is immune. Then you might be able to. Then that would inhibit transmission sufficiently because
that would have to be sterilizing immunity.
No, it doesn't have to be. The number of people that now protected. Oh, I see what you mean, because they're still going to be infected.
Yeah.
Because
doesn't matter. You could vaccinate if you had a vaccine that was purely protective.
That's true.
And not sterilizing. You could vaccinate 100% of the population. And then one person comes along who's not vaccinated, they could get the virus and die.
Yeah, because those 100% are still shedding, you're saying, right?
Those 100% could still be spreading it like crazy.
Well,
and probably would be if they'd be safe.
According to the numbers here, if you do the low dose, high dose, what is it, 58%? So that leaves quite a large percentage that is not protected and still going to be shedding.
You can't get to herd immunity with this if those numbers hold in the larger population.
Yeah, that's right. It's very interesting. So what's the outcome of this? We have to wear masks forever?
No, the outcome of this is you're going to have to vaccinate everybody. And if people are not vaccinated, they're going to run the risk of dying of this virus.
That's right.
And everyone means as far over 90% as you can get, right?
Yeah, right. It means everyone. It means, like how many people do we have in the world now? 7 billion? Pushing 8 billion?
7.8 billion.
Closer to
7.8.
It's a lot of doses. Wow.
It's a lot of doses.
Yeah. It also means we might need some of the things like distancing and things like that as longer term changes.
Yes.
Okay.